Today, let's dive into my 5 techniques to make your camera shots look fast. I was hired by Aerial Rider to create a commercial for their electric bike, the Grizzly 52-volt dual motor. In this commercial, my client kept emphasizing that they want the bike to feel and look fast. They've had a lot of content, but the shots never look fast. This bike goes 37 to 40 miles per hour, so there shouldn't be a reason why content creators are struggling to get fast shots, unless they aren't using the right techniques. And remember, I was running in pretty much 90% of these movement shots, meaning that my bike was not going 37 to 40 miles an hour because I can't even run that fast.
I'm out of breath, sorry.
So most of these shots that you're seeing, we are making these shots look much faster than they are. I'm gonna keep this tutorial short and sweet. So let's dive into my 5 techniques to make your camera shots look fast. If you haven't subscribed, don't forget to hit that button because I create a bunch of content on my channel just like this. Tip 1, shoot wide and get close. For following or chasing shots to create speed, you're gonna want a wide lens and get as close to your subject as possible without compromising your framing. This allows for the viewer to feel like they are right in the action, but it also wide enough to allow the lens to catch movement of surrounding objects. This is key for creating the feeling of speed. On these shots, I'm using an IRIX 11mm lens and my Ronin gimbal. While filming, I have my biker framed at a low angle and using the ground and weed field as my elements to create speed. Don't use a telephoto lens if you want to create the illusion of speed. While they're great for grabbing beautiful details of the rider, the telephoto lens is going to compress the background and you'll lose the ground and weed movement, making your rider appear a lot slower. Tip 2, foreground and background. So the next technique is extremely important, and this is creating a foreground and background for your subject to be placed in. You want a location where you can have your moving subject pass by stationary objects. By placing my camera behind the weeds and allowing the weeds between my subject and lens, the image creates a feeling of speed as the weeds give the feeling of movement while you're tracking your subject. Having your foreground travel in the opposite direction of your action will improve this feeling. Number 3, moving towards subject and camera movement. Instead of running with or next to the subject, run at the subject. This will create the illusion that your subject is moving much faster because you're shortening the distance between you and your subject, much rather than being stationary or moving away from your subject. As you get closer to the subject, move off to the side and allow the subject to pass the camera or even whip the camera fast to create an even more dramatic effect. The more movement you create with your camera will lend to more blur on screen and giving a feeling of more speed. Number 4, handheld and camera shake. Even though this commercial was all shot on a gimbal, I wanted to make sure for any of the intense action scenes that the camera was giving a more handheld shaky look. This will make the scene feel a bit more chaotic, which in turn allows the audience to perceive the shot as more intense than it really is. This can be achieved in 2 ways. 1, when using your gimbal, you can purposely be less mindful with how careful you run, creating bigger steps and harder stomps, which will give a natural shake. Or 2, the other way is to add shake to your steady shot in post by using a plugin like Red Giant's Handheld or even the wiggle expression in After Effects. And number 5, drone shots. Drone shots are amazing and can really capture scenes that aren't capable with your camera or gimbal, but they also are the biggest culprits of making action shots look extremely slow. And why is that? Because most people film with their drone as a wide perspective to only pick up establishing shots. To create speed with your drone, whether it's an FPV or regular drone, you want to be low and close to your subject because the same principles and techniques 1 and 2 will apply to your drone shots. While there's a time and place for wider establishing shots in your commercials, if you feel like your drone shots are lacking, get closer, allow there to be more movement in your foreground, and you'll see a huge improvement of the speed of your shots. Remember, using these 5 techniques will help your action scenes feel more alive, give your shots the illusion of more movement and speed when shooting. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and until next time,